So, the purpose of the Black Legacy Gala was to allow Black youth within the community to express themselves freely, comfortably, and in a safe space and environment. So, essentially, it was the youth themselves from basically our experience from doing a showcase last year with a different group. That same group came back this year and was like, well, we wanted to celebrate ourselves. And when I asked, what does celebrating yourself look like? They wanted it to be more so honoring the achievements of those that came before us, those that are currently creating change and trailblazers and the future leaders within our community. But most importantly, them having a sense of empowerment that they can feel proud of and that they can feel excited to be able to give back to local youth on such a bigger platform, as well as work with local MPs and city officials so that they can get the experience of what it's like to be in these spaces. So the building, such as Sir John A. Macdonald, it is a heritage building where most Black youth do not have the privilege or the luxury to go and see, to even know how to book, to even know where to begin in securing such an impactful building as Sir John A. Macdonald's. And so the whole purpose behind the Black Legacy Gala was to make sure that they felt empowered, that they can express themselves with their friends, their families, and most importantly, the community and those that make Ottawa such a great place to be in. So based on the feedback that we got from a lot of the kids, they're still talking about it, is that they want to do it again next year. And for the first time, it was great that they were able to be around with their friends and do all these cute little things with their peers on such an important month such as Black History Month. So that was more so just like the idea behind the Black Legacy Gala. Oh, that's a good question. So the involvement of youth from across the city of Ottawa, because there was a lot of students. So majority of the kids came from the Catholic School Board, so that was really awesome to see. And some were also part of the Black Youth Forum, which is Ottawa's first Black-owned and operated Black History Month course that students youth within the city of Ottawa could enroll in and actually get a credit in Afrocentric studies on a high school level. So based off the involvement of both the Catholic and the public school board, it was great to see that, like, even though a lot of the students came from OCDSB and OCSB, having them share and connect on a bigger platform that allowed them to focus more so on showcasing to the city of Ottawa what their legacy looks like. So a lot of them come from different heritages, different cultures. So having them take the time to actually build off of that and actually say that, hey, like, even though you're with this Catholic board or you're with the public school board, collectively as a whole, they still share similar experiences. And it's because of those experiences that they were able to put together such a great event. And the one thing that stood out to me based on the contributions is that, like, not only seeing that regardless public or Catholic, they all still experience the same issues, but they were able to put those issues aside and focus on trying to uplift one another. And it was amazing to see the peer-to-peer support, because in some ways this person or the student in particular may not have had, friends that go to like West Carleton High School that are Black. And when they came into our spaces to put together this Black Legacy Gala, it was like, okay, they're home. They're with other peers that are very similar and that are also working towards the same goals. So I thought it was pretty amazing to see that, like, they were able to put their differences aside, regardless of what school board that they were working or attending, and that they were able to collectively come together to talk about some of the issues that they're all experiencing within the school systems, and for them to put those experiences on the side and take it as a tool of empowerment to create the Black Legacy Gala. So I think the best thing about me was that contribution of just like acknowledging that, hey, this is the issues that we may be facing as Black youth, but here's an organization and the people around them that are willing to invest in Black youth so that they can feel empowered. And when they go back to school, which is what we're seeing now, they go back to school, all their peers, all their friends, the superintendents are kind of like, oh my gosh, what did you guys do? And it was this event. And it was just good to see, because it's like it had a bigger impact beyond just the attendees that came. So I believe the most important role that Youth Ottawa played too as well is not only just being our key sponsors, but having Youth Ottawa's youth themselves also come and attend the event too and hear from firsthand individuals that are looking to get involved in the city, actually be a part of this event too, whether it be them coming in to volunteer, them just sitting down and listening, them actually talking and connecting with youth that was attending. The fact that Youth Ottawa was able to not only just connect with the local youth too as well, but have them inspired and encourage them to think about being more than just a resident of Ottawa. Like, I believe the fact that Youth Ottawa was able to inspire and tell youth that, hey, regardless of whether you're a Black youth, whether you're an Indigenous youth, you belong here. And this is a space where your voice matters, because this is your city. This is where you belong. And if you want to be in a place that you want to stay and come back and, remove the negative narratives of like, Ottawa's boring, Ottawa doesn't do anything for youth. Youth Ottawa comes in and they actually inspire you to be bigger than just their immediate environment. And when it came to this event, they encouraged you to be bigger than Sir John A. Macdonald building. Most did not understand the full capacity of what it was like to actually be in a parliamentary space. And for the first time with Youth Ottawa's support, it was good to see that like Black youth are actually interested to learn more about how they can get involved with Youth Ottawa, whether that be on a small, minuscule level of just attending the workshops or actually coming in and doing a facilitation and co-hosting an event. It was great to see that like amongst everyone that was there, Youth Ottawa's table, first of all, was amazing. They all showed up and showed out. But most importantly, it was the fact that they were able to connect with youth, and youth themselves were also wanting to be a part of Youth Ottawa, and just seeing that connection of just like, hey, we are actually stronger together. And when we continue to collab and when we continue to support and we continue to refer students to organizations such as Youth Ottawa, Ottawa Blackjacks, all these organizations come together to essentially help amplify the youth and their goals and being bigger and better citizens within our community. Then there's another question. How to continue? Organizations can continue to uplift youth by curating enough spaces that actually hears what they want to do. So the difference between like us, even though we were a lot of in the background of things, it was youth that made the decision of, hey, I want this youth group to perform. They chose Immaculata's dance troupe to come and attend. They requested for the Cultural Commingle group to show up. They asked Youth Ottawa's students and participants to come to this space. They encouraged their parents. When youth take charge, it is our responsibility as organizations to come and support them. It's our responsibility as individuals to make sure that their needs within the city of Ottawa is met. A lot of organizations listen, but that's just it. They listen and they don't do, where it's like Youth Ottawa, Future Paths Network, Ottawa Blackjacks. We listen and we do. And because of that, I feel that like the impact of this event and the feedback that we've gotten, it didn't just put us on a platform. It just made it clear that this is something that needs to happen for generations to come, because it's bigger than me, it's bigger than Youth Ottawa, it's bigger than the city of Ottawa. Having Black youth feel encouraged and empowered at the Black Legacy Gala, that they themselves want to do it again next year, it's something that all organizations should continue to support and get behind, because once again, it is their city and we're only getting older and we need to pass the baton so they feel like they have a sense of belonging and a sense of empowerment to stay within the city of Ottawa. Oh, besides, what do I need more for next year? What do we need more for next year? For next year, generally and respectfully, more funds. I'm not going to lie. We need to continue funding Black youth. We need to continue funding services and events, because to pull off a government event like that on such a big scale during a snowstorm, honestly, it blew me away, because I was shocked to see that we were able to bring out 200 people to come, even though 300 had registered. So the thing that I need the most from our community is to continue providing those funding grants that are available for you to apply, so they can continue to do their projects, to do events like these, to gain those real life work skills. Because now everyone that attended the event, all the youth that put it together, when they're looking for jobs and they're looking to put together their resume and they're thinking of skills that they've done, now they can say, hey, I hosted an event. I was able to help out the caterer. I was able to help do a sponsorship package and look out for other people that can help fundraise for our initiative. These are skills that we as organizations do on our own, but to be able to pass that education on to other youth, that's inspiring. And so beyond all that, we need to make sure that like Black youth beyond Black History Month are continuously supported and funded, and that they have safe spaces that they can share and connect with their communities, such as the Black Legacy Gala. Any more questions? I am excited for 2026 too as well. And because of that, and because of the success of our event, I think I'm a little bit still trying to process everything, because I didn't anticipate everyone in our community to come through on that level, especially last minute with just like some of the demands that we were asking. But I genuinely and respectfully, honestly, am so grateful to Youth Ottawa. I will continue to support this organization to the best of my capabilities. I believe that because youth see Youth Ottawa, youth see me, youth see Jesse, that all we can continue to do is just to amplify. And because elections are coming up, it's important that we also use these platforms to educate and inspire and encourage youth to be at the voting polls, to demand what they're looking for. So I honestly am thankful for you, Jesse. I know you can't respond back, but I am forever grateful, indebted to Youth Ottawa for life. All right. And I'm so excited for what 2026 holds. And I just hope that like we amplify it to the levels of your RBC 21 under 20. So I'm hoping in some ways that we can collab on this event to maybe even highlight and honor a few of those 21 under 21s as alumni. You feel me? And hand out awards for next year's Black Legacy Gala. But that's food for thought for another day. Thank you, Jesse. I guess